What's up, friends? This is Jazz, finally bringing you another Pokemon Crimson Fury review. Now, today I'm going to review Chapter 1, the Abomasnow Lab Raid. And from this point forward, I'm going to try not to narrate the whole entire chapter. Things that stand out I will bring up. I might do the chapter today, but I'm going to just go and have notes in a way. So I want to be a little more professional. I wanted to let the backstory in for you guys to have an idea. Also, just a little clarification. A mistake I didn't edit in the video that I didn't realize. It was Lizzie's grandfather, not grandmother, who died at the daycare. So, yeah. Never ever invite me to a funeral, so they say, or tell me someone you love died, because I might completely mishear it. So anyway, in this chapter, we see Kai Shush, I think is how you pronounce it, is what I've read, that the author pointed to me in it. So, he's alone in a lab after running away. It was 15 years ago, about. So, almost 15 years ago since last branding, which was Michael. So, he's doing his research out in secret when him and Alzar ran off. So, he thinks he's finally getting a net into his research, but then there's a lot of noise going on with his goons, the guards that were given to him. They're just acting crazy. One thing I liked in this chapter are the jokes. I know, the comedy. The way he was seeing them, they were running around like their head was like a torch with their head cut off. Yeah, a little gruesome, but it was funny. They're they say chicken with their head cut off. Instead of chicken, it's torching. So they're just running around like crazy, and he thinks they're being crazy for nothing, right? The alarm must have scared them or something. And it turns out the police are there. The Arcadia force led by Mike's Uncle Byron, who is going to retire as the chief of it, and just to spend more time on things he likes to do. But he insisted on leading this raid, right? So they couldn't say no to him. But there are hundreds of guards. There are a lot of guards, a lot of different Pokemon, particularly Mighty and Zubat, because why not? Because of course. But yes, there's a lot of police, but what really scares Cautious is that he sees flying aerial support, which turns out to be Michael, the now grown-up Michael, champion Michael, his cousins Cameron and Chris, and Michael's best friends Lizzie and Mark from the previous story. Yes, we exist. But they're all riding on particular Pokemon. Mike is riding on his Dragonite, which his name is Rager, hard to pronounce. Lizzie is on her Salamence Crush, which was not introduced. The Dragonite was slightly introduced in the last video. I believe Mark is on a Charizard. Forgetting his name. Spyro. Chris is also on a Charizard, which I didn't see a nickname for him. And Cameron is on a Salamence Azure. So, I believe that the only one with no nickname is Chris's Pokemon, right? So they all have their own dragon or flying type Pokemon to land. So Lizzie tries to scope out the situation because she has these special glasses that are different things, like a computer, an MP3 player. Now that I laughed at, because I'm like, how is that gonna help? I mean, yes, I love listening to music. I do find it helps calm me down. But an MP3? I'm still trying to think, what others hear? I mean, because she has no headphones. So is it just bop? She just bopping to her MP3 player and everyone's just staring at her like, what's she all? Yeah, I know that's a little off topic, a little rambly, but I just find that sort of funny. There was a bunch of useful things that it could help her for, research and all that. Yeah, jazz, I used my name, yay! But an MP3 player. I suppose maybe she uses the glasses for her free time too. I'm just wondering how an MP3 player is going to help with her work. And I find it hilarious. So anyway, they all go to the ground. Michael has this awesome Blastoise who he lands on, and it helps him blow away the enemies. Cameron has her Lucario, which again, not my favorite Pokemon, but it is a very good Pokemon. I tend to respect Pokemon that evolve by friendship, like Golbat, the Crobat, Lucario, Riolu into Lucario, or Eevee into Espeon or Umbreon. It goes on. Those are just some, Pokemon that I really like that evolve by friendship. And Triss has an Alakazam. Okay, this is one other thing about this chapter I absolutely love. Triss is humor. His personality. I said that at the beginning when I was talking to the Endman64, or the author. She's just this easygoing child, not childish completely. He can't have common sense. I'll go back to that later, though, when we do review some chapters of that. But he just comes off as so, wild and free, having so much fun with what he does, to the point where Cameron snaps at him half the time, saying, grow up, think this is serious, this is not supposed to be he says, oh, let's burn the bad guys there, Spyro. Or no, not Spyro, Charizard. Was it? Yeah, Charizard, let's go and burn the bad guys. And then using the Alakazam, knock the rest of them out. My god, that is so funny. Now you wonder, where was Mark and Lizzie during all this? Oh, I am kidding. I was going to make a joke there, just them twiddling their thumbs or some. No. They were checking it out. They were checking out a way for them to get in. Right? They weren't doing the battle, but they were doing more of the technical stuff this time around. They were completely useless. But you know what? I mean, as I said, we don't see any of their Pokemon besides Spyro and Crush at this point in time. That's all that they debuted, right, for Pokemon. So they were there, and they found a way in, and all this time, Cautious calls Elzar, and is like, we're done, they found us out, they're gonna capture me, and then all this while, Elzar is like, let them take you. Wow, Elzar. Now, obviously, though, it is explained why. I mean, it is for their master plan, for them to give false sense of security. That is genius in a way. I had to joke that Alisar, just like how they did with Giselle, is just going to leave him in the dust. I figured that. But they have this master plan according to Alisar, so he says, okay, he has this stone cold face saying and acting, oh, it's no big deal, he isn't frightened at all. Just let yourself be taken in to Cautious. But he does, which is a tad suspicious, but you know what? I think Cautious did a little off on the plan, because they said that it'll give them a false sense of security, but yet he's like, ha ha ha, this is far from over, Michael, ha ha ha. Really? Cautious? Isn't that a little suspicious? You could say, I know when, he did say, I know when I've lost. That should have been the only words he used, or the only actions he used, because the suspicion would just rise higher. I'm like, you know what? Remind me to never get him to play a role for me, or to act for me. Because he'll probably just end up enjoy the thought so much he'll just give it all away. I mean, when he said to Michael, this is far from over, not give him a false sense of security, that would just leave him, but you know what, he didn't see much of it, think much of it, so, Michael? No offense, are you I mean, he was laughing and saying it's far from over. I mean, yes, that he's in their custody, but, there's always that thing there. But anyway, they round them all up. Bar just talks about him going to his cooking shows. Well, he must lead, well, okay, I can't say he leads a boring life because he was a head of the police department, so he's gonna lead a boring life now. Cooking shows? Okay, I'm sorry. We all have the shows we like to watch. Seeing Byron, a big, police officer, I'm gonna spend time with my cooking shows. But anyway, Chris says they should all celebrate and hit the town. They all abandoned him. Oh, poor guy. I mean, you know what? You know what, I take that back. I think I would abandon him too. The only difference is all of them had other things they had to do. Like Cameron, or Michael's mother, Erin, invited all the Kinston ladies for a dinner, a banquet. Lizzie, has to talk to her mother online. Mark, this is another funny thing about Mark. He loves talk shows. His favorite is Let's Have a Chat On. I'm sorry. That is genius. But he's prepared for another Let's Have a Chat On segment. Michael promises his two younger cousins, they're setting off on their journey, that he's going to see them off, which is a very notable thing, and we'll get to these characters later, I promise you. And Chris is like, oh, on, like they all just abandoned him, and I feel so bad, but it's funny. I mean, Chris is the one who just is easy go free. I mean, at least in this chapter, as I know of, he has fun with what he does. I mean, I'm sure he knows there's seriousness to it too, but his personality in this situation did not let on. He's like, oh, round up all those bad guys, Alakazam. Burn them, Charizard. That was brilliant. I'm sorry, but in this chapter, my favorite character is Chris, by far. I mean, he makes things so lighthearted. I feel so bad for him. Not only everyone abandoned him when he wanted to have some fun with them, but Cameron always scolding him. But I mean, I suppose sometimes there is a time to be serious, but you know what? They weren't in any danger. Like, he was just having some fun. But all in all, I think this was a really good chapter. It wasn't so heavy on, the lore? Right? Oh yeah. There's something about a Grandmaster in there too, but you know what? I'm not going to get into that so much right away. But anyway, and then didn't go too heavy into the lore. It had a little bit of lightheartedness, fun, like rounding up all the bad guys. A lot of comedy in there. I mean, as I said, it was written very well, very descriptive. Again, something I would never be able to do. Like at all. Like, as I said, I am terrible at description, whether it's a description of a person or a description of a location. Not as bad with the person and the location. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe and help this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I will see you guys in my next video.